Hello, everybody, once again. This is Bobcat Corner, episode number 19. My name is Stephen Vitz, and I'm just going to review this one article that recently came about, that was recently published, and no less on my birthday, this past Friday, August 16th, 2024. And this article in particular was written by Jack Bear of Yahoo Sports. This was the first time I've heard of this kind of news breaking out, so I just want to review this real fast with you guys. This won't be a long read, but this is simple enough and to the point where you guys can understand where we're going to go with this particular topic. It says here the title: Judge blocks launch of ESPN, Fox, WBD, that's Warner Brothers Discovery, venture, Venu Sports over antitrust concerns. Now, the reason why I mention this news in particular is that it does carry some sort of significance concerning does carry some sort of significance concerning broadcasting rights and what goes on with sports media in general. And just want to go through this because it's a short article. But anyway, starting off here, ESPN, Fox, and Warner Brothers Discovery, three of the biggest companies in sports media, banded together to form Venu Sports, a potential disruptor in the streaming world, or so they claim. At least one streaming company and now one federal judge didn't like that. Continuing on, U.S. Judge Margaret Garnett issued a temporary injunction blocking the launch of Venu at the request of Fubo TV. That's another streaming. That's another streaming option there. According to CNBC, as part of an antitrust lawsuit filed by the streamer. Venu had reportedly been scheduled to launch on August 23rd, which was going to come up here in a few days, in time for the start of the NFL season. Scrolling down. Venu Sports has been presented as a new service for sports fans that would feature channels from all three media giants, including ESPN, ESPN2, ABC, Fox, Fox Sports 1, TNT, TBS, and many more. The price is steep at $42.99 per month, but it could be attractive to sports-focused cord cutters. Now, stopping here briefly, the reason why things like this are popping up is because, as was just mentioned here, cord cutters. Many people are cutting the cord. They cannot afford long-term, big picture. They cannot afford TV deals. They cannot afford their cable bills. Can't keep doing it. Uh, the price for that alone has gotten steep, no matter where you go in the country, in the United States, and it's just one of those things where you can't keep you can't keep footing the bill. You can't keep paying something that you just cannot afford long term. That's why many people are cutting the cord. So when you see all these media giants such as before mentioned ESPN and such, they see this and they're like, oh, we should jump on this too, do the streaming thing too. This is why they do this. Anyway, with the article, by comparison, Fubo offers even more channels an additional approximation of a cable subscription, the equivalent of it, in other words. The price is higher, with the cheapest English package coming in at $79.99. That's $80. Garnett, back to Judge Margaret Garnett reportedly did not like the idea of the three companies leveraging their billions of sports rights. This is what she had to say. Quote, in court documents, U.S. Judge Margaret Garnett noted that the three companies control about 54% of all U.S. sports rights and at least 60% of all nationally broadcast U.S. sports rights. There is significant evidence in the record that the true figures may be even larger, Garnett said in court papers. This means that alone, Disney, Fox, and Warner Brothers Discovery are each significant players in live sports licensing who otherwise compete against each other both to secure sports telecast rights and to attract viewers to their live sports programming. But together, they are dominant, Garnett said in her decision. And if you look at it, I believe she made the right decision in this case. Venu has seen plenty of concerns since its announcement, as well as jokes that the companies are simply forming a new form of cable television, which is what they're basically doing. They're just trying to like leapfrog to uh, mainstream television and just streaming. They're just doing the same thing in their packages, what they offer. In addition to Fubo's lawsuit, it is facing scrutiny from both the Department of Justice and Congress. Oh, you think? Really? That's an understatement. But anyway, that was the article. It's a short article. You can read it up on Yahoo Sports if you like. And I think Jack Bear did a good job, all things considered, when writing this. And I just want to give my thoughts real fast about this in particular. I have a lot of thoughts about ESPN and such when it comes to broadcasting rights over sports material and things of that sort. Number one, first and foremost, I don't like saying stuff like this, guys, but I'm just being honest. ESPN is a bully. Okay, they've been acting like a bully for many years now, at least over a decade now, and a clear cut piece of evidence for this would be that just look at their partnership with the ACC, with the Atlantic Coast Conference, and how they're both hand in hand trying to outmuscle Florida State and Clemson in their respective lawsuits. There's a reason why these lawsuits are happening right now, because Florida State and Clemson, in one aspect, they realize that ESPN has way too much influence over their everyday operations, and they're helping the ACC just get away with certain stuff. And once again, it will not surprise me if we ever see um, official documentation that states, oh yeah, ESPN and ACC were just basically working together so that they could maintain their stranglehold on all these schools in the ACC, and really the ESPN agreements that the ACC has, they're under lock and key. They're being redacted. And once again, I already covered this, but I'm just going to say it again. There's a reason why they're hiding it from the public. It's not just trade secrets. Trade secrets, that might just be one very minimal reason why they're doing this. I truly believe that they're doing something very fraudulent concerning that. Something that I believe is illegal. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So, yeah, that's the first point. Second point, number two, is that this is just my opinion. No monopoly is a good monopoly. Okay, put aside the famous board game Monopoly. You know, all jokes aside, in real life, you cannot see a situation where a monopoly is a good thing. Okay, we have many countless examples in history where monopolies go bad in a hurry, and especially in the case of sports content, when you're trying to showcase something like a sporting event, you can't just rely on one station, one media station to just get by. Okay, ESPN, yeah, they've been around for many years, for a few decades, and obviously they know what they're doing, but there has to come a point in time, guys, where ESPN can no longer be that one size fits all for everybody. Okay, and it clearly has not been working. It has not been working out for sports fans, as you can tell. Really, I mean, just look at the content they're making. It's not good. And they're just resting on their laurels, and they're just resting on on their brand name saying, "Oh, we're ESPN, we can do this," blah blah blah, and no, and the monopoly that they seem to have over college sports right now, it's not good. I'm sorry, they're as I'm going to get into in a minute here, it's not good. Number three, streaming is gaining steam in popularity when it comes to sports fans, like outlined here in this article. Cord cutting, sports fans need somewhere else to go. They can't keep footing the bill for paying for cable, so they're going to streaming options, which in one respect you can't blame them. And obviously, if you're a media corporation like ESPN, you don't want to lose your fan base. You don't want to lose your subscribers, which I understand in one respect. But streaming seems to be part of what's going on in the near future as far as consuming content goes. But what I'm about to explain here is that for anything, whether it's sports or any other industry, when you have monopoly, you know that you can dictate the narrative. You're the only show in town, so to speak. You go unchecked, and there's basically no rules when you have a monopoly. You call the shots, and I have to think that ESPN knows this. When they acquire all this broadcasting rights, when they acquire all this power, so to speak. I mean, they already influence so much about college football right now. They obviously control the narrative for the SEC, and they have the agreements for the ACC. Uh, they have some agreements with the Big 12 in, you know, as part of a joint thing between ESPN and Fox with the Big 12. The only thing ESPN really has not grabbed would be the Big 10, but that's a different story altogether. Big 10 is like mainly Fox. So yeah, monopolies are not a good thing, and we need to have more options. ESPN cannot continue to have this charade going on where they're the only show in town, because they're not. That needs to stop. But anyway, ESPN has got to stop being in the room all the time. It hurts the perception of the integrity of the game, in my opinion, long term. When you have ESPN always broadcasting these shows about, oh, here's the college football playoff selection committee making their choices. Come on, ESPN's broadcasting it. What do you think's going to happen? I'm just saying. So, granted, yes, ESPN, they're also broadcasting games for G5 conferences, in particular the MAC, which I acknowledge fully, but again, it's just not a good idea. It's not a good idea for ESPN to have all this input and influence over the game, which is why you're hearing mumblings now about a G5 only playoff, at least rumors of that. Hopefully that will come to fruition one day, but we'll see about that. But anyway, I'm just going to leave it off here, guys. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this article whenever you guys have the time to read it. I just wanted to get this out here real fast, so let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys have a good day today. Thank you.